in no way reduces the rights of women nor her importance. Therefore, the real question that would arise would be, I would request you to ponder over and think about the state of affair in the social setup today. According to me, this is one of the most important and delicate function of the men, to give protection to women. It is in a very deep sense which has to be understood. It is not only an ordinary protection in the sense of saving one's life. Please try to understand and appreciate. I would request you to think over whether men are discharging their functions. And if you closely examine, I have no doubt you will come to this conclusion that men have abdicated their most important function, that of giving protection to women, and therefore have neglected their elementary duty. I don't want to enter into a dialogue or a debate at this time, because there is no time at my disposal as to who is responsible for bringing about this tragic situation. Maybe that woman may have also been responsible for this, bringing about this situation. But the fact remains that this has exposed women to forces of crime and oppression, leading to widespread cases of violation of her honor and dignity. In the backdrop of Indian ethos, which has sanctified womanhood, no woman would like to bargain for such liberty, and no man would like to agree to give up his role as a protector. This extremely delicate aspect of relationship between man and woman has been explained by one of the great thinker and poet, Dr. Iqbal, in a poem titled Woman's Protection. Of course, the poem is in Urdu. It consists of 3 couplets, but I'll translate them, these 3 couplets, after I have recited these 3 couplets. Iqbal says, एक जिंदा हकीकत मेरे सीने में है मस्तूर, एक जिंदा हकीकत मेरे सीने में है मस्तूर, क्या जानेगा वो जिसकी रगों में है लहू सर्द, क्या जानेगा वो जिसकी रगों में है लहू सर्द, न पर्दा न तालीम नई हो के पुरानी, निस्वानियत जन का निगहबान फकत मर्द, जिस कौम ने जिंदा हकीकत को न पाया, उस कौम का खुर्शीद बहुत जल्द हुआ जर्द. The translation would be that जिस कौम ने जिंदा हकीकत को न पाया, the nation which has not realized this truth, एक जिंदा हकीकत मेरे सीने में है मस्तूर, a living truth lies deep into my heart, क्या समझेगा वो जिसकी रगों में है लहू सर्द. It is not for those whose senses are frozen, ने पर्दा न तालीम नहीं हो के पुरानी. It is neither veil nor education, new or old. निस्वानियत जन का निगहबान फकत मर्द. The protector of the dignity of woman is man alone. जिस कौम ने जिंदा हकीकत को न पाया. A nation which has not discovered this truth, उस कौम का खुर्शीद बहुत जल्द हुआ जर्द. Its sun is bound to fade away. Friends, as I have already said, that I have an extremely limited time at my disposal, and the Dr. Zakir is already there, who is going to deal with the subject exhaustively. Nonetheless, I would like to tell you that woman has been given a very dignified position in Quran, and the real problem is only one of our own ignorance of Quran's real spirit. Therefore, the real solution would be to educate and enlighten the people. May I remind you at this moment the great words of Thomas Jefferson, that a nation which expects to be ignorant and also free, it expects what never was and never will be. वो मौजिज़ थे ज़माने में मुसलमान होकर और तुम ख्वार हुए तारीख़ क़ुरा होकर. Ladies and gentlemen, we have amidst us Bombay's young but brilliant and erudite speaker, Dr. Zakir Naik. Though he is a doctor by profession, but he has dedicated himself to the cause of propagation of Islam in its right perspective. He is founder, General Secretary of Islamic Research Foundation, which was established in 1991. He has widely traveled within and outside country and has delivered a number of lectures. At such a young age, he has developed deep insight into Quran, which reminds us what Tagore has said, that a lamp cannot light another lamp unless it continues to burn its own flame. It would be most unfair if on this occasion I don't mention the distinguished parents of Dr. Zakir Naik, but for whose guidance and blessings he would not have been what he is today. I once again thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The talk by Dr. Zakir Naik on today's topic. Dr. Zakir Naik.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والقانتين والقانتات والصادقين والصادقات والصابرين والصابرات والخاشئين والخاشئات والمتصدقين والمتصدقات والصائمين والصائمات والحافظين فروجهم والحافظات والذاكرين الله كثيرا والذاكرات أعد الله لهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Honorable Justice M.M. Qazi, respected elders, and my dear brothers and sisters, I welcome all of you with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Meaning, may peace, blessings, and mercy of Almighty Allah be on all of you. The topic for today's day is the women's rights in Islam, modernizing or outdated. According to the Oxford Dictionary, women's rights are the rights that promote abolition of social and legal equality to men. According to the Oxford Dictionary, they are the rights claimed for the women equal to those of men as regards to suffrage, that's the right to vote, as regards to property, etc. Modernizing, according to the Oxford Dictionary, means to make modern, to adapt to modern needs or habits. And according to the Webster's Dictionary, it means to make modern or to give a new character or appearance. Example, to modernize one's ideas. In short, modernizing is a process of updating or opting for the betterment of the present status itself. It is not the present modern status itself. Can we modernize ourselves to master our problems and to realize a new way of life for the whole human race? I'm not concerned about the modern ideas, the conclusions, and the categorical statements made by scientists and unexperienced armchair experts as how a life should be lived by a woman. I'm going to base my conclusions and considerations on truth which can be proved by experience.